25, David Gold. Number 11, Matt Roberts. Number 12, Aaron Goldfarb. And number 21, Justin Silver. The Eagles are coached by Mr. Thomas. Now for the Chazy Eagles. Number 00, Corey Lewis. Number 4, Evan Green. Number 20, Nate Bizzle. Number 25, Kenny Boyer. And number 33, Corey Ellis. Chazy is coached by Mr. Green. Please stand for the playing of the national anthem.
Hello everybody, it's January 3rd, it's a Wednesday night, 2 days after the New Year. Hope you had a nice New Year. We're in Chazy tonight between the Chazy Eagles and the Beekmantown Eagles. It's a non-league game between both teams. The Eagles of Chazy come into this game with a 6-2 record. They're 3-1 against MVAC opponents and 3-1 against CVAC opponents. They beat Mariah, they beat Willsboro. They lost to Seton Catholic in the holiday tournament here in Chazy last week by 15 points. And their only other loss came to Elizabethtown, their rival in basketball down in Elizabethtown. They lost that game by about 13 points. They'd won 5 in a row, lost 2 in a row. And then they beat Lake Placid in the second game of the holiday tournament, and hence they're 6-2. They come into this game playing their 2-3 zone, which they've been doing all year long. They play a very strong 2-3 zone. Currently out for Chazy, we have Kenny Blair, Corey Ellis, Corey Lewis, Evan Green, and Andy Goodwin for Chazy. And number 11, it looks like Mike Roberts just hit a 3-pointer for Beekmantown. For Beekmantown, they're into a 2-3 zone right now with number 12, Goldfarb, and Roberts at the top of the key. At 25, you have Provost, you have Garrow, and you also have Chauvin out for Beekmantown right now. Lewis with the ball over to Goodwin, back to Ellis. Ellis looking around, trying to find somebody inside. He finds Evan Green, goes back to Corey Lewis, who misses a three-pointer. It's in and out, and rebound by number 25, Provost. Provost gives it to Roberts. Roberts looks to the left side. He sees Goldfarb, back to Roberts. Roberts goes right to Chauvin. Chauvin goes inside to the big guy, Garrow. Garrow goes cross-court back to Goldfarb. They're moving the ball very, very well. Roberts has the ball. Makes a move inside the paint. Misses the ball. Rebounds knocked away from Goodwin. And Roberts feeds it inside to number 25. Provost, who misses a shot. Rebound goes to Evan Green. Out to Corey Ellis on a good heads-up play by Evan Green over to Corey Ellis. He goes down for the easy two. We're 2 minutes here in the first quarter with Beekmantown with a 3-2 lead. Chazy again playing their 3-2 zone or 2-3 zone with Roberts at the top of the key. Ellis and on the ball, but he pushes it inside to number 12. It goes inside number 40, Garrow. He's blocked. Rebound, Beekmantown. Beekmantown is controlling the boards early in the game. Provost sends the rebound up. It's 5-2 Beekmantown. 5 minutes and 30 seconds in the first quarter. Beekmantown with a 3-point lead. And Ellis has different ideas. Ellis drains a three-pointer. It's 5 points for Ellis, 5 points for Beekmantown. Roberts over to Goldfarb. Goldfarb being guarded very closely by Green. It goes back to 21, Chauvin. Chauvin goes inside to Provost. He misses, and Andy Goodwin skies for the rebound. Goes to the outlet to Corey Ellis. Ellis over to Lewis at the top of the key. Lewis will try to penetrate. He does. He loses it, and the rebound goes to Garrow. Knocked away by Green over to Kenny Blair. Kenny Blair over to Ellis. Ellis over to Lewis, or Lewis over to Ellis. Ellis with the ball. He goes cross court to go to inside to Kenny Blair. Oh, beautiful give and go. Nice play for Chazy. Andy Goodwin makes the two-pointer, and Chazy has a 2-point lead. They've had 5 unanswered points. They were down 5-2. They now lead 7-5. Goldfarb with the ball. Being challenged by Green, it goes out to the top of the key to Chauvin to the right side to Roberts. Roberts being guarded by Corey Ellis is out to 21. Chauvin goes inside to Provost, finds Roberts. Goodwin's on top of him, and Roberts will take the three-pointer. Rebound goes into Lewis. Lewis takes the rebound from Garrow all the way up to Corey Ellis. He goes up for the shot. It's knocked away. A nice play by Roberts, but it hits him as it goes out of bounds, and it will be Chazy ball underneath. We're 4 minutes and 13 seconds here in the first quarter. Chazy with a 7-5 lead with Andy Goodwin taking the ball out for Chazy underneath their offensive end of the court. Corey Ellis, that's another three-pointer goal. It's short, and it falls into the hands of Chauvin. Chauvin gets it to Roberts. Roberts coming down the court, being guarded by Ellis. He gets by Ellis, pushes it over to Goldfarb. Oh, that's 21. I'm sorry, that was Chauvin out to Goldfarb. Goldfarb hits the two-pointer, and the game's tied at 7. Lewis with the ball, bringing it up for Chazy. We have end-to-end action here early in the first quarter, about halfway through the first quarter, I should say. Lewis with the ball. He fakes it inside to Evan Green, back to Ellis. Lewis to Goodwin, to Green, back to Lewis, back to Ellis. Chazy's moving the ball very, very well. 17 seconds on the shot clock. Kenny Boyer fakes the shot, goes up, pushes it out to Ellis. Ellis in and out, or Lewis in and out. Ellis was going for the rebound. It bounced over his head, and Kenny Boyer grabs the rebound and gives it up to Lewis. Lewis up to the left side to Ellis. Ellis fakes a three-pointer, lost his dribble. He needs help, and he finds Lewis on the down at the baseline inside to Kenny Boyer. Kenny Boyer misses the shot in the paint, but the rebound comes up to Ellis. Ellis misses the shot, and rebound by Roberts. Roberts takes it up the court. We're 3 minutes left here in the first quarter. We're tied at 7. Roberts with the ball. He looks over to Chauvin. Chauvin inside to 25, Provost. Ball's back to Chauvin. Chauvin to Roberts. Roberts being guarded by the Chazy defenders. 21 is Chauvin, misses the ball. Evan Green gets the rebound, pushes it up to Ellis. Ellis tries to send it back in, but it goes in the hand of Roberts, passes it up to Garrow. Garrow back to Roberts. He crosses the center court, and Chazy's in their 2-3 zone. Roberts goes all the way across to Goldfarb. Chazy playing 2-3. Underneath, wide open is Garrow, but they don't see him. And it goes to Provost inside. He tries to push it back out. And Jim Shutt says foul on Evan Green. The ball will go on the side of the court. It wasn't a shooting foul. We're 2 minutes and 15 seconds here into the first quarter, 7-7. I'm Joey Trombley calling the game with Sam Castine on the camera right now for Hometown Cable. Right now, Goldfarb being challenged by Lewis, but Goldfarb controls the ball and gets it over to Chauvin. Chauvin looks inside to Garrow, and it's knocked away. Number 25, Provost with the ball out to Chauvin. Chauvin being guarded by Evan Green. It makes its way over to the right side over to Roberts. Roberts gets it back to Chauvin. Chauvin goes into the paint, pushes out to Goldfarb. Goldfarb has a three-pointer, hits the rim, rebound by number 40. Good rebound by Beekmantown. It was Garrow and Provost pounding the boards, and Kenny Boyer is fouled trying to get the rebound. Foul on Chazy, Kenny Boyer. And it will be Beekmantown ball underneath the basket. We're 7-7 with 1:43 to go here in the first quarter. Roberts taking the ball out for Beekmantown. Roberts looking around, and he pushes it way out, and number 21, Chauvin, good thing he's tall, it almost got over his head. Back to Roberts, over to Chauvin. He's into the paint, and he tries to hit Garrow underneath, over Garrow's head, throws the ball out of bounds. And Coach Guerin wants a timeout, and he wants to talk things over, and we'll be back in just a minute. First ball. And we're back from the timeout. Coach Guerin has talked to his troops, and Andy Goodwin gets the ball out to Lewis. Corey Lewis over to Corey Ellis, back to Lewis. Lewis calling directions, goes back to Ellis. Ellis tries to go back to Lewis, but a very hustling Andy Goldfarb knocks it away. But it will go back to Chazy, with Lewis taking the ball out for Chazy. And it will go out to Goodwin. Goodwin back to Lewis. Beekmantown's in their own version of the 2-3 zone. Lewis fakes right, goes left. And Corey Ellis tried to go underneath the Kenny Boyer, but it slipped out of his hands, out of bounds. And the ball goes to Beekmantown, with Roberts taking the ball up the court for Beekmantown, with Goldfarb to his left. And the ball makes it to Goldfarb. Chazy playing a very, very strong hustling 2-3 defense. And Goldfarb tried to go inside to Provost, but Lewis with those quick hands knocked the ball out of bounds, and the ball will go to Beekmantown, with Roberts taking the ball out for Beekmantown on the side of the court. He pushes it out to Goldfarb. Goldfarb will take his time. He'll set up the play. He goes on the right side to Chauvin. Chauvin, he gets Roberts, who ran across the court to the other side. Back to Chauvin inside. And it's a loose ball. It's being knocked around. And Lewis comes up with the ball. He goes up to Evan Green. Evan Green pushes it over. Tried to hit Corey Ellis, but a hustling Garrow got there in time to knock the ball away, and it's controlled by Beekmantown, with Roberts with the ball. We're about 30 seconds here in the fourth quarter. It's 7-7 right now, with Roberts with the ball. 21 seconds on the shot clock, 31 in the game. And Evan Green picks up his second foul with only 30 seconds to go here into the first quarter. And it will be Beekmantown ball on the side, with Roberts taking it out for Beekmantown.
Corey wants to return.
And the ball goes into Chauvin, out to Goldfarb. Goldfarb intercepted by Evan Green. He'll try to go end-to-end with it. He goes end-to-end. He is fouled by Roberts. And Evan Green will go to the line for two. Yep, it is a foul on Roberts, and Evan Green will go to the line for two, with a chance to give the Chazy the lead with 22 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Evan Green to the line. Lewis and Ellis are back on the defensive end to stop any fast break that Beekmantown might have if they get the rebound, if Evan Green misses his second free throw. He misses the first one here. He has a chance to give Chazy the lead right now. And he makes the second one. Chazy has an 8-7 lead. We're under 20 seconds to go now. Roberts will take the ball up for the last shot. Roberts takes his time. He's got Goldfarb to the left. He has Provost to the right. It goes to Provost. Over to Chauvin. Chauvin inside to Garrow. Garrow back to Provost. He goes up. Rebound Kenny Boyer, out to Corey Ellis. Ellis, the three-pointer, hits the front of the rim. And the first quarter is history in Chazy on this January 3rd night. At the end of one, Chazy 8, Beekmantown 7. And we're back to start the second quarter. It will be Beekmantown taking the ball out. And it is with Roberts with the ball. Beekmantown with their 5 starters out there that they started the game with. Chazy the same way. Goldfarb with the ball on the left-hand side, trying to penetrate the defense. But Chazy's playing a very strong 2-3 right now, giving only 7 points up. And what a block by Lewis on Garrow. Garrow thought he had an easy 2, and Lewis out of nowhere slams the ball, and Chazy controls it with Evan Green pushing it out to Andy Goodwin. Goodwin trying to push it back. Saved by Lewis. It got by Evan Green, but saved by Corey Lewis. Corey is a very athletic young man, and he got there before it went to the half-court mark for an over and back. And Evan Green pushes it out to Ellis. Ellis will take the 3-pointer, and the rebound goes to, and they say ball off Kenny Blair, and it will be Beekmantown ball. I kind of thought that maybe Provost pushed it away, but Mr. Labarge saw it differently, and it goes to Beekmantown with Goldfarb with the ball. He'll look to get to Chauvin. He does. Chauvin fakes right. He does go right to Roberts. Roberts being guarded by Ellis. Roberts looks inside, goes back to Goldfarb. Chazy again playing their stifling defense, but you got Garrow who seems to be open underneath, but Beekmantown doesn't see him. Roberts with the ball, gets it back to Chauvin. Chauvin goes left to Goldfarb. Goldfarb tries to go inside, stolen by Kenny Blair, pushes it to Ellis. Ellis looks to go end to end. He does, but Kenny Blair's there on the weak side, grabs the rebound, makes the layup, and Chazy's got a 10-7 lead. Roberts with the ball being controlled by Ellis. Ellis and Green on Roberts. It gets off to Chauvin. Chauvin back to Roberts. Roberts fakes left. He goes back to Chauvin. Chauvin goes all the way across to Goldfarb. It was a lazy pass, but Goldfarb got there in time. Chauvin with the ball trying to go inside, and they're going to call Kenny Blair for a second foul, trying to knock the ball away, and he fouls Provost underneath. That's 2 fouls on Kenny Blair. We're 6 minutes and 18 seconds here into the second quarter. Chazy has the only 2 points in the quarter, and right now Beekmantown is subbing with Monroe coming in and number 10 Johnson coming in. Out for Beekmantown is Provost and Chauvin. No, Chauvin isn't. It's Provost that's out of the game. And Monroe gets it over to Roberts. Roberts out to Monroe. Monroe back to Roberts. He'll take the 3-pointer, and it's a net, and it's a 3-pointer, and Roberts has tied the game at 10 with 6 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Lewis with the ball. He slows things up, goes over to Ellis, back to Lewis. Lewis looks right. He finds Andy Goodwin, back to Lewis. Lewis looks left, fakes to Evan Green. It goes back to Ellis. Ellis back to Lewis. Beekmantown's moving their 2-3 zone very well. Ellis, they give him the look. He misses it, and 22 Monroe, who just came off the bench, grabs the rebound for Beekmantown, and Beekmantown is on their offensive end with Roberts over to number 10, Johnson. Johnson gets it back to Monroe, back to Roberts. Roberts with the ball, he gets it to Johnson. Johnson goes inside to number 25, and Provost, a nice finger roll, gets the roll, and Beekmantown has scored the last 5 points, taking a 3-point deficit into a 2-point lead here with 5 minutes and 16 seconds. Lewis being guarded very, very closely by number 10 Johnson, but Lewis gets the ball out to Corey Ellis. Ellis back to Lewis. Lewis over to Andy Goodwin, inside to Kenny Blair. Kenny Blair on his feet, off his feet, over to Lewis. He goes into the paint, dishes it out to Goodwin. Goodwin being double teamed, and we have a jump ball, and it will be in Chazy's favor. Chazy gets the jump ball favor. The clock was, or the arrow was in their end, so they'll take the ball out with Goodwin, and Goodwin goes way out to Lewis. Lewis will take a long 3-pointer, hits the rim, and rebound by 22 Monroe. Monroe goes all the way up, tries to hit Roberts. Right idea for Monroe. Roberts couldn't get to the ball, and Coach Guerin wants a timeout. Beekmantown has ran off 5 straight points, and he wants to talk it over. We have 4 minutes and 44 seconds left here in the second quarter. And we're back with Lewis taking the ball up. He crosses center court. He goes right to Goodwin. Goodwin to Kenny Blair. He'll take the baseline jumper, hits the rim, and the ball's knocked away. 22 for Beekmantown and 24. Wilford and Monroe going up for the ball, knocked away, but controlled by Beekmantown. Roberts with the ball to Johnson. Johnson gives it to Roberts. Roberts looks to the right side. He finds Monroe. They go inside to Wilford. 2-0 white. Andy Goodwin has grabbed Wilfore before the shot, and it will be Beekmantown ball underneath with a 12-10 lead here in the second quarter. Roberts tries to go inside to Wilfore, but he goes out to Monroe. Monroe gets Johnson. Johnson tries to get Wilfore, but Kenny Boyer has the ball over to Lewis. Lewis will run the court, and Beekmantown gets back very fast on defense and sets up in their 2-3 zone. Goodwin's on the left, Ellis is on the right, Lewis at center. Back to Goodwin. Goodwin will take the three-pointer. Goodwin misses the ball, and Ellis with the ball. He gets it out to Lewis. Lewis with the ball, surveying the situation, and he goes back to Ellis. Ellis back to Lewis. Lewis will take another three-pointer. Hits the backboard, and number 22, Monroe, has been a big defensive rebounding specialist for Beekmantown since he's come into the game. And the ball saved by Ellis, and Goodwin picks it up back to Lewis. Lewis crosses the line over to Ellis. Ellis will take a three-pointer. Chazy has taken about the last 4 shots have been three-pointers. You live by the three-pointer, you die by the three-pointer. And they need to work the ball inside to Goodwin or to Kenny Boyer, and they are not doing that. They're taking three-pointers, and they got to change their strategy a little bit here because the three-pointers aren't dry or dropping. And Lewis tried to make something happen. It was an out-of-control shot controlled by Beekmantown. Roberts trying to go lane to lane. Kenny Boyer picks up his 3rd foul. And Kenny Boyer will probably be coming out here shortly. He's got 3 fouls. And Roberts can go to the line for 2 here. Joey Bradley getting ready to check in. Kenny Boyer, 3 fouls here in the first half. That is not a good sign for Chazy. He's a big guy for Chazy. Very strong player, and you hate to see him with 3 fouls early. That means he'll be seeing a lot of pine time. Probably won't come back until probably the second half. He's pretty much done here for the first half, I would think. Roberts makes the free throw, and it's 13-10 for Beekmantown. They have scored 6 unanswered points. Let's make that 7 unanswered points for Beekmantown. They have taken a 14-10 lead on Chazy with under 3 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Lewis to Ellis. Lewis with the ball. Beekmantown playing a very strong 2-3 defense. Chazy's not penetrating with anything inside, so they're relying on their outside shots, and they have not been hot. And because of that, they only have 10 points here so far in the second quarter. Lewis gets it out to Ellis. He has the look. Ellis misses it. Rebound Goodwin. Goodwin goes up with the shot, hits the rim, and rebound by Wilfore. And the ball pushes up to Roberts. Roberts with the ball, being guarded by Goodwin and Ellis. Ellis forces a jump ball. It will go to Beekmantown, but the arrow will return to Chazy's favor here. Beekmantown will get it, looking to increase their lead, which is currently 14-10. Roberts taking the ball out underneath. He gets it to Wilfore. Wilfore pushes it out to Monroe. It went to Johnson, over to Roberts, who came across baseline to get the ball from the other side, and he gets it back to Johnson, back to Roberts. Roberts looking the shot clock down to 11. Johnson with the ball, back to Roberts. Roberts is aware of the situation, goes inside to number 15. And it was a Lamora pass over to Wilfore, and Beekmantown has increased the lead to 16-10. Ellis with the ball, Lewis with the ball now, back over to Goodwin. Goodwin looks inside to Bradley, goes back to Lewis to Ellis, Ellis back to Lewis. Lewis fakes to Ellis, he goes to Ellis, back to Lewis. 19 seconds on the shot clock. Lewis with the ball, they aren't panicking, which is a good sign. Ellis will take the three-pointer, he misses the three-pointer, rebound by number 15, Lamora. Lamora with the ball for Beekmantown, over to Roberts. Roberts back to Lamora. Lamora to Johnson. Johnson gets it to Roberts. Roberts looks inside. He's looking to penetrate in the paint. He does. Blocked by Bradley. Lewis with the ball. Lewis coming up court, out to Ellis. Ellis will take another three-pointer. Ellis hits the rim. Ellis is cold here in the first quarter, or the first half. He has missed the last 5 or 6 three-pointers. Nice feed inside to Wilfore. It's an 18-10 Beekmantown lead. 11 straight points for Beekmantown. Chazy at one point had an 8-7 lead after one, came off early, scored the quick bucket, took a 10-7 lead early within the first minute of the second quarter, and had been basically shut out for the last 6.5 minutes. And Beekmantown has gone on an 11-point run to take an 18-10 lead. Timeout, Coach Guerin. Matt Osher has checked in the game for Chazy. We're under a minute to go here. He went in for Evan Green. Lewis over to Osher. Osher trying to make something happen. Tried to hit Andy Goodwin. He throws the ball away. And there's 49.6 seconds to go with Beekmantown with the ball. And it's Roberts. 34 on the shot clock, 45 on the game clock. They can work it down, but they're going to take it in. Wilfor with the ball. Wilfor makes a nice move. Osher with the ball, back to Lewis. Lewis will take it up. Lewis with the ball, trying to break the scoring drought of Chazy, which they haven't scored in about 7 minutes, and they're down 18-10 with 21 on the shot clock, 21 in the game, now 18 on the shot clock. They're working down for the last shot. Ellis inside to Goodwin. Goodwin looking to make the move. Goodwin makes a nice move, misses it, and the rebound was being fought by Joey Bradley. It's knocked away. It will be Chazy ball with 10.6 seconds left. They need to score here. They haven't scored in a long time. Lewis with the ball out to Ellis. Ellis inside to Lewis. We're under 10. He gets it out to Ellis. Ellis looking to take the shot. He takes the shot. And at the buzzer, Corey Ellis gets hot at the buzzer. He nails the three-pointer. And we are at halftime with Beekmantown leading 18-13. All right, we're back to start the second half here. The first half, there wasn't a lot of offense. Beekmantown with an 18-13 lead. Chazy will take it out in the third quarter with Goodwin over to Lewis. Lewis throws to Ellis. They're giving Ellis the look. Ellis misses the shot, and the rebound is by number 25, Provost, who gets it to Roberts and pushes it up to Monroe. Monroe back to Roberts. It doesn't surprise me to see Monroe into the game. He played a real strong first half, a lot of rebounding. And it's a two-pointer for Beekmantown, and it's 20-13 for Beekmantown. Goodwin goes inside to Green. Green back to Goodwin. Goodwin over to Lewis. Lewis. Everybody's just kind of standing around for Chazy right now. Ellis waiting for the ball. Ellis hits a three-pointer. They're going to need him to get hot because he was very cold in the second half, but he did hit one at the buzzer. And Corey Ellis makes that three-pointer. It's 20-16. Chazy is within 4 right now. Double team. Number 12, Goldfarb, is double team. It would be ball knocked out of bounds. It will go, Shutt says, Beekmantown ball. And Roberts will take it out for Beekmantown. And he gets it out to Goldfarb. Goldfarb with the ball. Chazy kind of in a 2-3 zone. Inside over to Wilfor. Wilfor gets the roll on the baseline. It's 22-16 for Beekmantown. Lewis comes over center court. He goes the whole way. Beautiful play. Big strong rebound from Evan Green. We have a jump ball. And Lewis made a nice drive. Missed the shot, penetrating. And good hustle on both players, Green and Roberts, but the ball is called a jump ball in Beekmantown's favor. They have a 6-point lead, 22-16, looking to increase that lead to 8 points. They're moving the ball over very, very well around, and Wilfor gets it back out to Roberts. Ellis jumps on to Roberts, Roberts being double teamed, but he gets it out to Monroe. Monroe tries to go inside, he does. He got it to Provost, who mishandled the ball, and he's called for an up and down. Turnover for Beekmantown. Chazy to take it out with Goodwin throwing it into Lewis. Chazy will set up on the offensive end. Beekmantown settles into their 2-3 zone. Both teams are playing the 2-3 zone. Both teams are Eagles, Beekmantown Eagles and Chazy Eagles, but the Beekmantown Eagles are enjoying a 6-point lead at this point into the third quarter, about 2 minutes into the third quarter. Goodwin with the ball out to Lewis. Lewis goes inside to Green, back to Goodwin. Goodwin will take the shot, he misses, and Provost takes the rebound. He pushes it out to Roberts. Roberts gets it into Monroe. Monroe back to Roberts. Roberts lets an NBA three-pointer go. He misses it. Long rebound goes to Evan Green. Green pushes it out to Ellis. Ellis will take the three-pointer. It was off, way off. Rebounded. I say rebounded. The ball went into the hands of Monroe. Monroe over to Roberts. Back to Monroe. Monroe has the ball knocked away by Ellis. Ellis, good hands from Ellis. He'll go all the way. And Ellis is fouled going in. And he's fouled by number 22, Monroe. And Corey Ellis will go to the line for 2 as he's fouled by Monroe. Corey Ellis trying to cut the 6-point deficit to a 4-point deficit. And he makes the first free throw, and it's now a 5-point Beekmantown lead, with Ellis trying to cut the lead down to 4. He misses it, and rebound by Provost. Pushes it out to Roberts. Roberts with the ball, and Beekmantown with a 5-point lead. Monroe gets it out to Provost. Provost back to Roberts. Roberts with the ball. Beekmantown playing their 2-3, or Chazy playing their 2-3. Lobs it over to Goldfarb. Goldfarb back to Monroe. Monroe to Roberts. Roberts will take an NBA three-pointer, and he drains it, and he increases the Beekmantown lead to 8. Lewis trying to go for the drive. He's trying to go to the basket, but he was fouled prior to the shot. And Roberts gets picked up for the foul. No basket, and it'll be Chazy ball underneath, with Lewis getting the ball from Goodwin. Lewis with the ball. He pushes it out to Ellis. Ellis being guarded by Goldfarb. Back to Lewis. Lewis looks right. He goes right to Andy Goodwin. Goodwin goes to Kenny Boer baseline. Back to Lewis. Lewis looking to penetrate inside to Kenny Boer. Off Kenny Boer's hands. Back to Lewis. Lewis trying to settle things down. He gets it over to Ellis. Ellis out to Andy Goodwin. Goodwin back to Ellis. Ellis inside to Evan Green. Evan Green taking it to the hoop. Goes in strong. Misses it. The rebound was being contested by Provost and Goodwin. Ball's off Provost, and it will be Chazy ball. 25-17 Beekmantown with 4 minutes and 28 seconds to go here into the third quarter. And Schutz and LaBarge are talking something over right now. And 1 second on the shot clock, so Chazy's got to get the shot off as soon as it comes in. 1 second on the shot clock. Chazy's got to be moving on this inside ball, inbounds play, if they want to get the shot off. It's almost touch and shoot, and there it is. They get the shot off, and the rebound goes Provost. And Monroe fouls Corey Ellis on a three-pointer. Their coach was yelling, no foul on the inbounds play. Monroe, I guess, didn't hear him, and he fouls Corey Lewis. He makes the first of 3 free throws. And Monroe is coming out. Coach is not too happy with him right now. Johnson will go in for Monroe. And Lewis makes the second one. So Lewis can make a three-pointer from the foul line. It's not too often you see a free throw, 3 free throws. In this case, it was as good as a three-pointer. He makes all 3, and Beekmantown leads 25-20 with 4 minutes and 19 seconds to go here in the third quarter. And Robertson pushes it over to Provost, out to Goldfarb, into Wilfor. Wilfor being double-teamed, stolen. Corey Ellis with the ball. He takes it to the paint. And Ellis goes into the paint strong. He is fouled. He makes the bucket. And 1-0 Johnson fouls Ellis going in. Chazy can make their second consecutive three-pointer, but not the way you think. Lewis gets fouled. He goes to the line for 3. Ellis drives to the basket. He gets fouled. He goes to the line for 1. And he misses it, and he misses his chance for a three-pointer. And it is a 3-point Beekmantown lead with 4 minutes to go. And there's a three-point shot by 11, Roberts, and the rebound was Johnson. Stolen by Lewis, pushes it up to Ellis. Oh, we had the breakaway, and the ball was just out of the reach of Corey Ellis' hands. The ball will go to Beekmantown. Chazy had a chance to cut the lead to 1, but the ball got away from Corey Lewis to Corey Ellis, and timeout called. And with 3 minutes and 51 seconds, Beekmantown has a 25-22 lead. Chazy is pressing, and it gets it out to Goldfarb. Good pass from Roberts to Goldfarb. Goldfarb working toward the paint, and Lewis steals the ball. Here comes Chazy. They got the numbers. Lewis takes it himself. They're setting up for the press, and the ball goes out to Wilford, back to Roberts. The pace of the game has picked up dramatically here after that timeout. Chazy players all over the floor here, and Corey Lewis called for the foul, trying to knock the ball away. Lewis with the foul. Chazy brings it to within 1. They were down by 8 just a minute and a half ago, have come back with 7 straight, have cut the deficit down to 1 point, and they're looking to get the lead. But Beekmantown wants to extend it on this trip down the floor with Goldfarb with the ball. He lobs it over to Roberts, out to Johnson. Johnson goes inside to Wilford. Ball's knocked away, but controlled by Roberts. He was bumped by Green, but no foul called. And Goldfarb tries to send it in. Ball is pushed up to Ellis. Ellis is fouled going in. Johnson fouls Ellis. Ellis looking to try to get a three-pointer, and Chazy has made an incredible run here, down by 8. They have scored the last 10 points. Timeout Beekmantown. Chazy with a 1-point lead with a chance to extend it, with Corey Ellis going to the line for 1 free throw. It's 26-25 Chazy. 3:01 in the third quarter. The intensity of the game has picked up. Timeout Beekmantown. And we're back with Ellis at the line, looking to go good on the three-point play. And it's nothing but net for Corey Ellis. Chazy now has a 2-point lead. They're pressing. Goldfarb with the ball. He gets it back to Provost. Gets it over to Roberts. Roberts goes all the way down to Johnson. And they break the press. Provost goes over to Wilford. And beautiful ball movement from Beekmantown. They have tied the game at 27-all on a nice shot from Wilford from the baseline. Chazy with the ball, with Lewis with the ball. He pushes it up to Ellis. Ellis back to Lewis. Lewis calling the offense. Ellis will take the three-pointer. He goes short, and it goes into the hands of Provost. Provost over to Roberts. He pushes it up to Johnson. Johnson looking to go inside. He finds Provost. Provost goes baseline over to right side to Goldfarb. Goldfarb tries to go in, and somehow Beekmantown came out of the ball, and timeout called. As Provost was on Wilford, the ball came out of the pack, and as it was coming out of the pack, timeout was called. Beekmantown, full timeout, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. This game is tied at 27-27. Beekmantown will take the ball out of bounds after the full timeout from Beekmantown. And it'll be Roberts taking the ball in, or he passes it into Johnson. Chazy's working their 2-3 zone. Goldfarb with the ball, being challenged by Green. Goldfarb looking for somebody. He gets Roberts. Roberts back to Goldfarb. He goes inside to Monroe. Well, that was Provost, I should say. It's out to Johnson, out to Wilford. Wilford goes cross court, lazy pass over to Goldfarb, back to Roberts. Shot clock going down, Johnson gets the shot off, and Lewis goes over. And good athletic play by Corey Lewis. Goes over the taller Provost. Ball is going out. Presence of mind to knock the ball off the Beekmantown defender, and the ball will go to Chazy with Goodwin getting it out to Lewis. Lewis, very athletic play on this play there. Good defensive play, and then Chazy has the offensive ball now because of that hustle. With Goodwin going inside to Kenny Ware, back out to Lewis. Lewis fakes the pass to Ellis. He draws two players. Ball goes to Ellis inside to Green. Outside to Goodwin. Goodwin will try to penetrate. Goodwin penetrates. Soft hands, but the ball rolls off the rim. And who else but Provost has been a big rock underneath for Beekmantown, grabbing a lot of rebounds for Beekmantown. He has the ball now. Back to Roberts. Roberts goes cross court to Goldfarb. Goldfarb saves it from going in, but Ellis steals the ball. He's going in. Ellis takes it in. Nice layup for Corey Ellis. It's 29-27. Last two times he's done that, he's been fouled, but Beekmantown held back on him this time. He makes the layup, and Chazy has a 2-point lead. They were down by 5 at the half, but they have a 2-point lead here in the third with under a minute to go. We're at 52 seconds left. Beekmantown's Roberts with the ball goes inside to Provost. Provost being challenged out to Goldfarb. Goldfarb lets the three-pointer go, and it falls into the hands of Provost. Kenny Boyer grabs a rebound. Lewis with the ball. 31 on the shot clock, 35 on the shot clock. Corey Ellis will take the three-pointer. Kenny Boyer on the weak side grabs the rebound. He makes the two-pointer. It's now a 4-point Chazy lead. Coach for Beekmantown's calling for one shot. Goldfarb looking to penetrate, passes it out to Roberts. Roberts is not waiting for the last shot. He lets a three-pointer go, a long three-pointer. Good touch from Roberts. Drains the three-pointer, brings Beekmantown to within one. Chazy ahead 31-30. Ellis will take the three-pointer. Rebound Wilfor. Wilfor out to Roberts. And the buzzer goes off. Chazy winning at the break, down by 5, ends the third quarter ahead by 1. Third quarter ends, Chazy Eagles 31, the Beekmantown Eagles 30. We're in for a wild fourth quarter. Hey, Jim. And we're back to start the fourth quarter. It's Corey Lewis with the ball right now. He goes over to Andy Goodwin, back to Lewis, over to Ellis. Ellis over to Lewis, Lewis back to Goodwin. Goodwin inside to Evan Green. Green with the soft hands. Ball goes up, rebound off the hands of Monroe. Chazy underneath with Andy Goodwin taking the ball out for Chazy. And he pushes it way out to Lewis, back to Ellis. Ellis back to Lewis. Lewis looking right, goes left to Ellis. Ellis dribbles it, passes it to Lewis. Lewis will take the three-pointer, hits the rim, and it will go out of bounds. And Beekmantown will take the ball out with a chance to take the lead here. They're down by 1. We're 30 seconds into the fourth quarter. So this should be a fun and wild fourth quarter with Roberts with the ball. Over to Monroe, back to Roberts. Roberts goes out to Johnson. Johnson tries to get it over to Monroe. He does. Monroe tries to go inside to Wilfor. Wilfor has the angle on Kenny Blair. He makes the 2. And Beekmantown now takes the lead, 32-31. Lewis with the ball. Back to Corey Ellis, back to Lewis. Over to Goodwin. Goodwin goes to Kenny Blair. Kenny Blair's back in the game. Back to Lewis to Ellis. Ellis open, look for 3. Hits the side of the rim and rebound by Wilfor. Out to Roberts. Roberts crosses center court. He looks over, finds Monroe. Monroe over to Johnson. Johnson tried to hit Wilfor, and it was off a Chazy defender. I thought it was going out of bounds, but somebody from Chazy hit it, and the ball will go to Beekmantown with Roberts taking the ball in. He goes way back to Johnson. Johnson being guarded by Ellis. Roberts with the ball. He'll push it back to Monroe. Monroe goes inside to Provost, and Provost hits the ball. This has been a game of streaks. Beekmantown went on a streak. Chazy went on a streak. Now it's Beekmantown's turn. They've done their run. They got a 3-point lead. Coach Guerin wants to talk it over. It's Beekmantown Street. It should shift in Chazy's favor the way this game's been going. Beekmantown had a 5-point lead at the half. Chazy a 1-point lead at the end of 3. And now it's Beekmantown with a 3-point lead with 6 minutes and 29 seconds. Coach Guerin wanted a timeout, and he's talking it over with the troops. It'll be white ball taking it out after the timeout. Goodwin to Lewis. Lewis setting up Goodwin. He gets Goodwin at the point. Back to Lewis. Lewis back to Goodwin. Goodwin back to Lewis. Lewis looking around. Back to Goodwin. He goes inside to Kenny Blair. Nice look by Eddie Goodwin. Kenny Blair on the weak side. Came underneath. Got the ball from Goodwin for the easy layup. Chazy cuts their deficit down to 1. They're down 34-33 with Johnson getting the ball out to Wilfor. Wilfor back to Johnson. Tries to go inside to Provost. It was knocked away. Provost goes up, knocks it up, and Lewis with the ball goes, oh, what a pass to Corey Ellis. Ellis will go up, and Ellis is fouled by, it looks like Johnson. Actually, it looked like it was a foul on Monroe, and Corey Ellis will go for the line for 2 on this throw, trying to tie the game, and he does. Now Corey Ellis looking to give Chazy the lead. We've had a few lead changes here in the last 3 or 4 minutes, and it could be Chazy's turn to take the lead, and it is. Corey Ellis makes both free throws, and now Chazy has the 1-point lead, 35-34. Beekmantown with the ball. Johnson with the ball being guarded by Corey Ellis. This out to number 22 Monroe, back to Roberts. Ball goes back to Monroe. Monroe inside to Provost, and the ball was knocked away by Corey Lewis, but Jim Shutt said no way, it's a foul. Ball underneath. 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go here into the 4th quarter. It's Chazy with a 1-point lead. It's a game that has many lead changes throughout, and right now Chazy has the lead. Nice throw in. Bad defense on Chazy there. There's no way you should give away an easy bucket like that, but Provost makes the bucket and gives Beekmantown the lead, and Ellis takes a 3-pointer. Good rebound, Kenny Blair. Kenny Blair goes up with the shot, misses it. Rebound, Beekmantown, and Johnson runs the court for Beekmantown. Goes across over to Roberts. He's got the look. He can make the 3-pointer. Roberts has the touch. There's no doubt. He's shown that already this game. And what was once a Chazy 1-point lead is now a 4-point deficit. Beekmantown can score in bunches. They've shown that. And they have a 4-point lead with 4 minutes and 53 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter. Lewis with the ball. Lewis looking to get to Goodwin. He does. Goodwin inside to Green. Back to Lewis. Back to Goodwin. Goodwin to Ellis. Ellis will take the 3-pointer. Ellis is off. Lewis trying to knock it off a Beekmantown defender, but throws it in the hand of Roberts. Roberts back to Monroe, being guarded by Lewis. Lewis knocks it away. There's a hustle to the ball. And Roberts pushes Corey Ellis away. Foul on Roberts. And it is 1-on-1. Corey Ellis will go to the line. Good hustle from Ellis and Roberts. Roberts called for the push. Ellis will go to the line, trying to cut a 4-point deficit to 2. This free throw could cut it to 3. And Corey Ellis is hot from the foul line. That's his third straight free throw for Corey Ellis. He has now cut the Beekmantown lead to 3. And Provost is out, and Chauvin is in for Provost, number 21 for Beekmantown in the game. Corey Ellis, he makes the second free throw, and it's 39-37 Beekmantown with 4 minutes and 28 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter. We're having a very exciting game here in Chazy with leads going back and forth. Kenny Blair out to Corey Ellis. Ellis takes it in, and nice play by Corey Ellis on a nice feed from Kenny Blair. This game is tied. Like I say, it's a game of runs. Beekmantown will have a run. Chazy will have a run. Right now, the game is tied, and that's the way it should be. That's how close this game has been. We're at the 4-minute mark here, and the ball was knocked away. Oh, Evan Green tried to push it to Corey Ellis. The ball got away. Beekmantown controls with Roberts with the ball. Roberts looking to penetrate. He goes inside, and Wilfork thought he had a layup, but Corey Lewis was there to knock it away. Beekmantown will get the ball. Roberts calling the play for Beekmantown. Game tied at 39. Inside to Wilfork. And the last two inbounds play, Beekmantown has gotten control, has gotten the position. Wilfork doesn't make the ball, but he's called for the foul, or make the basket, but he's called for the foul, and he goes to the line for two. Looking to give Beekmantown yet another lead change. And Wilfork makes the first end of his two shots, and now the lead is back to Beekmantown's favor. Goldfarb is in the game. Johnson is out. Goldfarb and Roberts did start the game, and so start the starter. Goldfarb is back into the game. Johnson is sitting down. Wilfork looking to extend the 1-point lead to 2, and he does. And it's Beekmantown 41, Chazy 39. Lewis with the ball. We're under 4 minutes. Lewis kind of slowing it up here. He's looking around. Goodwin goes back out. He gets the ball over to Ellis. Ellis looking with the ball. Pushes it up to Ellis, or Lewis. Lewis back to Ellis. Ellis to Lewis. Lewis will take the three-pointer. Rebound goes to number 22. Monroe's a good rebounder for Beekmantown. Goldfarb into the game, lets it go. Andy Goodwin trying to get the ball. Ball rolls around into Roberts' hands. You can't give him the three-pointer because he'll burn you on that. He gets it out to Monroe at the top of the key. He tries to go inside to Chauvin, and good defense by Goodwin to knock it out of bounds. It'll be Beekmantown ball with 3 minutes and 3 seconds to go, and Beekmantown with a 2-point lead. Again, they get the play inside. Wilfork misses the ball. Oh, Kenny Blair grabs the rebound, gives it to Lewis, stolen by Roberts, and Lewis, frustration, picks up a foul. And are we 1-1 yet? And the ball is underneath. It's not 1-1 yet. Underneath the basket, but we're getting close to being 1-1 territory. And Beekmantown has the ball in a 2-point lead. And they get it out to Goldfarb. It's the first time in the last 3 plays they haven't got it inside on the inbounds play. So good defense for Chazy with Roberts with the ball, being guarded by Lewis. Out to Goldfarb with the ball. He pushes it inside to Wilfork. Wilfork goes up, misses, rebound Lewis. Lewis looking to push the ball up. He's looking to go all the way now. Lewis going up, and he is fouled by Monroe. And Corey Lewis will go to the line looking to tie the game, and at this free throw trying to cut a 2-point deficit to a 1-point deficit. 2 minutes and 34 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. And Lewis makes the first free throw. It's 41-40 Beekmantown. A very entertaining game here tonight in Chazy. And we're tied again. They're setting up for a full court press. Called by Coach Guerin. Roberts with the ball. Roberts trying, he stops his dribble. Pushes it up, tries to hit Wilfork. Good hustle by Corey Ellis, knocks it away. They're putting the pressure on Beekmantown right now. Ball knocked out, and Chauvin will take the ball out for Beekmantown over to Roberts. Roberts fakes it to Goldfarb. He goes all the way over to Monroe. Monroe back to Goldfarb, out to Roberts. Roberts looking to penetrate, comes out, pushes it back to Monroe. Monroe has the ball knocked away from him, and it will be Beekmantown ball. There's 13 seconds on the shot clock, 2 minutes and 12 seconds in the fourth quarter, and we're tied at 41. Roberts with the ball, pushes it over to Monroe on the right side, goes inside to Chauvin. Ball knocked away, but it goes into Beekmantown's hands, and Roberts ends up with it over to Goldfarb. 2 seconds on the shot clock, and just in time, the ball gets into Scott Wilfork. Scott Wilfor makes the layup as the 35-second clock expires, and it is good, and it's 43-41. Goodwin getting the ball out to Lewis with 1:53 to go here into the game. Beekmantown with a 2-point lead. Goodwin throws the ball away, and it's going to Beekmantown. Chazy's got to have a defensive stand here. They're down by 2 with 1:48 to go. They got to tighten their defense on this 2-3 zone. You have Goldfarb over to Roberts. Roberts back to Goldfarb. They try to go inside to Wilfor. The ball gets away, and it will go to Chazy. And Lewis will take it down the court with 1:34 to go. Chazy down by 2. Over to Goodwin, out to Ellis. Ellis with the ball. Over to Goodwin. Goodwin over to Lewis. Lewis top of the key, out to Ellis. Ellis inside to Kenny Boyer at the baseline. Back to Lewis. Lewis sets a shot up. Andy Goodwin. Goodwin goes up. Goodwin takes the shot. He misses. Rebound. Kenny Boyer. Kenny Boyer gets the rebound, lays it up. This game is tied at 43 with a minute to go in the game. And it is Roberts with the ball under a minute. Game tied at 43. It's an exciting fourth quarter. We kind of figured it would be. Evan Green steals the ball for the layup. Evan Green misses the layup. And a foul called by Jamie LaBarge. Foul called on Corey Ellis. No one-on-one yet. Beekmantown will take the ball out underneath. They have a full 35-second shot clock, 46 seconds in the game. Roberts will take the ball up slowly. Chazy looking for a defensive stance here, and the coach wants to talk it over. We're 40.5 seconds left in the fourth quarter. This game is tied at 43. It should be an exciting finish when we come back. And we're coming back from the timeout. Beekmantown will have the ball. 29 seconds on the shot clock, 40 seconds left in the game, and we're all tied up at 43. Roberts with the ball being guarded by Corey Ellis. It gets out to Johnson, out to Monroe, back to Roberts. Roberts to Monroe. Monroe trying to go inside, controlled by Chazy. And we have Corey Ellis with the ball. Timeout called by Coach Guerin. Chazy does their defensive stand. Ball will go to Chazy. 35-second shot clock, 25 seconds on the game clock. I'm going to assume that Coach Guerin is going to call for the last shot of the game. Chazy is in control. The game is tied, but they're in control because they get the ball with 25.8 seconds left. The shot clock is off, so Chazy is in control of their own destiny right now. We're in a timeout, and we'll be back in a minute. And we're back, and Lewis with the ball in from Andy Goodwin. Corey Lewis has got across center court. He does. He's letting the clock go down. He's calling. He's calling for Lewis or Ellis to go to the basket. And so he held on to the ball, which is what Coach Guerin wanted him to do. He brings the clock down to 9.6 seconds. Now he'll work on the final shot. His whole thing was to have Corey Lewis hang on to the ball, kill about 30 seconds, or about 20 seconds, which he did. Actually, it was 15 seconds. Calls another timeout. Chazy is definitely going for the last shot. looking to make a buzzer shot here, I'm sure, trying to win this game. It's tied at 43. It's been an exciting game. It's been a game of runs. Chazy had the early lead. Beekmantown actually held Chazy like over 7 minutes before Corey Lewis hit a three-pointer at the, Ellis hit a three-pointer at the buzzer for the first half, and Beekmantown goes into the locker room with a 5-point lead. Chazy comes out in the third quarter, plays an up-tempo game. They grab the lead. They have a 1-point lead at the end of 3. It was 31-30. In the fourth quarter, Beekmantown has outscored Chazy 13-12, and now we're tied at 43 with 9.6 seconds to go, with Andy Goodwin taking the ball out for Chazy. Beekmantown will set up in their 2-3 zone. Will Chazy go inside to one of the big guys, or will Lewis or Ellis take the outside shot? We're going to find out in the next 8 seconds. Corey Ellis or Lewis with the ball, takes it in, and Corey Lewis drives to the basket. Corey Lewis nails the bucket. It's 45-43. The referees are talking how much time's left on the game clock. It says .9. I think they're going to add some seconds here. Coach referee Labarge goes over to the shot clock, and he wants some time put on the shot clock. It'll probably go to about 2.9 seconds is my guess, maybe 3 seconds. We're going to find out. Everybody's looking at the scoreboard. The clock ran down, and they're looking to increase the shot clock, or I'm sorry, the score clock. And we're waiting patiently here. It's 45-43 Chazy on a clutch shot by Corey Lewis. And we got all kinds of numbers going up there. I was thinking 2.9 seconds. They said no, it's 1.2. So they got 0.3 of a second more on the shot clock. That could be the difference. There's 1.2 seconds. Now they're moving it all over the place here. They've actually now moved up another tenth here. Got a lot of negotiating going at the scorer's table. It was 0.9 of a second. It's now 1.3. Beekmantown with the ball. They're looking to go for a long pass. Coach is saying don't foul anybody. And let's see what the strategy is. There's the throw. And the ball is knocked away. And Chazy will come away with this game with a 45-43 game. Chazy goes to 7 wins and 2 losses. Their record against the CVAC this year is 4-1, 3-1 in the MVAC. Chazy wins this game 45-43. A very exciting game this January 3rd, 2006. And as Sam and Calvin would like to say, that's the way it was on January 3rd, 2006 in beautiful downtown Chazy in the school gymnasium. Chazy 45, Beekmantown 43.